Hello again, painters and crafters. Debbie here, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a behind the scenes today, a little bit about what happens when the painting is done. So today I'm going to finish off the back of my tiles. Now you may have seen videos of these tiles in the past. They featured in several of the videos, firstly for pouring with leftover paints, then for using a stencil with some texture paste, then for using the lovely glitter finish, the glamour dust finish that gives the shine to these, and then also for putting resin on them. So these just started off as a little bit of a practice tile with a few bits of leftover paint, and I've used them for quite a few projects now just to show you, I suppose, the whole process from start to finish. So today, to actually finish, we need to deal with the back of the tile, and I'm going to show you how I use cork to finish on the back. So firstly, this is the roll of cork that I use, and over the last year or so I've used quite a few different rolls of cork, and this is the one that I have settled on that I like. If you look, you can see how flexible it is. I can squish this cork without it cracking, splitting or breaking. So a lot of the corks are not the same. If you cut them, you won't get a nice soft edge, it all goes crumbly and splits. So this is my absolute favourite, and I don't use anything other than this one. And of course I will provide you with a link for the exact cork that I use. So what I do is I take my tile and I draw around it, and then I cut a little bit inside the lines so that I end up with a piece of cork that is just that little bit smaller than the back of the tile, because I don't want it to be able to be seen from the front. So you can see I've just got a tiny little margin around the edge there where I cut the cork a little bit smaller, and then I use one template just to cut three identical pieces, and you can just cut them with regular scissors. So these are cheapy scissors from the dollar store, and this is, oh, I better get my glasses on so I can see the line, and this is just so easy to cut. You just cut through it with scissors, and you can see the edge is lovely and smooth. You don't get any cracking or crumbling. It's very flexible. So this is definitely the cork to use. I'll just cut that last one, and then I've got my 4 pieces, and how I stick them on the back is to just use regular PVA glue. So I'm going to use the Elmer's glue all, and to make it easy I always put some in a separate little pot and just use a regular, again, cheapy dollar store paintbrush. So I like to coat both. So I'm going to start off with my piece of cork, and I want to make sure that I get the glue right up to the edge, because the back of the tile is a little bit uneven where it's intended for use obviously on the wall. It's got little ins and outs, so I want to make sure that I'm going to get the glue right to the edge of my cork so that it's not going to be peeling or loose later on. And it doesn't matter if it goes over the edge a little bit, you can just wipe that off because it's going to dry clear, and providing it's not, you know, really blobby, you're not going to see that once it's dried. Better to have a little bit too much maybe than not enough. And then I'll just put a little blob in the middle, because I'm also going to glue on the back of my tile. And again, it's got raised areas, obviously, and sunken areas. So it's pointless getting too exact with where you're just going to stick the glue. I'm just going to give it a good coat there, so that it's over all those ridged areas. And I don't need to go right to the edge because I've got glue right on the edge of my piece of cork. So as long as I get this ridged area along the edge of the tile, I don't need to worry about going right up to the edge. And that, I think, is good. I've got some in the middle that's going to connect. And then I just sandwich the two together. Squish them about a little bit. Make sure that my edges are lining up and everything is square and even. And I'm going to give it a good push. Now if any glue comes out, obviously you can just wipe that off with a damp cloth or a wet wipe. See, I've got a little bit of glue squishing out just here. But when I let go, it kind of sucks back in a little bit. So I don't have to worry too much. But if there was too much glue, I would wipe that off. Again, making sure I'm pressing it down really well so it's got good contact, and then I don't need to do very much else. I might just go around for a minute or so and just make sure that I've got good contact, there's no air bubbles, I'm pushing any air bubbles out, and then I would go around and wipe off with the cloth. Put it like that, maybe put my hand on it for a while just to hold everything down, and then do the next one. And then I'll just pile them all up on top of each other and leave them overnight or something to dry. And then when they're done, obviously on the back of your tile, it's all nice and neat and finished, and it's not going to scratch the surface, and it's also hiding any, you know, messy bits of paint or anything on the back of there. And that's it. That's a quick and easy way to finish off the back of your tiles. Thanks very much for looking. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and you check out all the other videos I've got, because I'm going to be covering quite a wide range of different topics, and I'd love for you to follow me and maybe try your hand at a few arts and crafts with me along the way. See you again soon.